Hi there. Welcome to That's English.
Hi, everyone. Today's episode is all about the radio, something I'm very passionate about.
Is that why you've brought in a radio?
Yes. This is an old radio that belonged to my father. Today, most people listen to the radio on their computers or smartphones.
Does it still work?
Oh, yes, it can pick up a lot of radio stations, including public, national and local stations, and commercial radio stations too.
Public broadcasting stations are run by the BBC, and everybody who has a television must pay a licence fee.
In today's documentary, we're going to visit both a national radio station, BBC Radio 4, and a local commercial radio station in a town called St Albans.
Watch carefully, because you will probably recognise a very famous radio star.
You're also going to meet Nick, who works for a local radio station. As you watch, try and answer this question. How does Nick describe the information people get from local radio?
For the second time in the lives of most of us, we are at war.
This country is at war with Germany.
Since regular radio broadcasts began in Britain in 1922, radio has informed the public about some of the most important events in the nation's history. And today, radio is still an important part of British culture. There are over 70 radio stations in the London area alone.
Good morning, LBC listeners. It's Boris Johnson here.
And the latest travel news here on 92.
The leading broadcaster in Britain is the British Broadcasting Corporation, more commonly known as the BBC. It is funded by a licence fee, which every household with a television has to pay. One of the best-loved BBC programmes is the radio soap opera, The Archers. It has over 5 million listeners and has broadcast over 17,000 episodes.
The Archers began in 1950, and it's the longest-running soap opera of any type in the whole world.
Annabel Dowler, actress and That's English presenter, plays the role of Kirsty Miller, a shop assistant and barmaid in The Archers. Today, she's recording an episode here at a BBC studio in Birmingham.
Well, what do you think?
I think The Archers is so popular because it's very gentle, it's easy to listen to, and although there are some very dramatic storylines, it's not violent, there's no swearing, and it's a nice escape at the end of your day.
The BBC holds 56% of the total British radio audience. But there are several other types of radio stations in the UK: commercial, local and community. Nick Hazel is programme controller for Radio Verulam, which broadcasts to the town of St Albans in Hertfordshire. He explains why people choose to listen to local radio.
People like to listen to local radio because it involves them. It tells them about their community, they can appear on the radio, and they hear people they know on the radio. The information is relevant and, we hope, entertaining.
Radio Verulam has approximately 100,000 adult listeners in St Albans. It promotes local news and events within the community.
We get involved with local charities and community organisations by helping them publicise their existence, events that they hold, and their need for funds and volunteers.
Nowadays, many people listen to radio online. Radio stations also produce podcasts of their popular shows so people can listen to them after they have been broadcast. As a result, Britain's relationship with radio is changing.
There are a lot of stations to choose from in the UK now, and in any given local area you might have 20 or 30 stations which you can receive on digital or FM broadcasting, and loads more on the internet.
Approximately 90% of Britons listen to the radio at some time each week. That's 46 million people. So it seems like radio has a place in our hearts and our ears.
Annabel, not everybody knows you are a radio star as well as a TV star.
Oh, thanks, Ashley. I like television, but radio is my real passion. As the DJ Nick said in the programme, radio allows you to use your imagination more.
So the radio programme you work on is called The Archers, and it's the longest running soap opera in the world.
That's right. And as I said, it's very easy to listen to and a nice escape when you get home at the end of the day.
I can understand why it's so popular, especially if you're in it.
Thanks. So you spotted me in the documentary, but did you find the answer to the question? How does Nick describe the information people get from local radio?
People like to listen to local radio because it involves them. It tells them about their community, they can appear on the radio, and they hear people they know on the radio. The information is relevant and, we hope, entertaining.
So the information is relevant and hopefully entertaining. What programmes do you like to listen to, Ashley?
I listen to all sorts of programmes, like the news, sports shows and talkback programmes, where you can phone in and give your opinion about a subject. But my favourite type of radio and TV is definitely comedy. How about you?
I like soap operas, both on radio and TV. But my new favourite TV programme is a cooking show.
A cooking show?
Yes, it's great entertainment and you can learn a lot too.
Let's find out which shows are popular in other countries. Here's what we asked our international friends. What types of TV or radio programmes are the most popular in your country?
Sports are very popular, so round the clock there are games, and there are so many different types of sports in America, so it can literally play from the morning until the night. I would say the news is popular, but mainly reality shows nowadays are incredibly popular, whether it's a competition or a simple in-home reality piece.
The type of television in Australia that is extremely popular at the moment is cooking shows, and especially MasterChef. It's a really huge production and the majority of people do watch it at night time.
The most popular TV and radio shows that are popular in America, and I think it's a great thing, and most of them are comedy. I think in a time like this, especially with the economic crisis, we all need a laugh.
Jamaicans like to watch a lot of comedy, a lot of comedy series, stuff like Saturday Night Live, because we get a lot of American television.
The most popular TV programmes in England currently, I would have to say, reality programmes and soaps.
So I'm not the only one who enjoys cooking shows. The Australians like them too.
And comedy shows are popular in the US and Jamaica. As the American guy says, we all need a laugh.
We do. It's time to meet up with Nigel now in the final episode of That's Britain.
Nigel ends his tour around the north of Britain in the English city of Bradford, where he visits the National Media Museum.
The museum has a lot of interactive galleries or rooms, so visitors can get a true experience of media through the ages.
And here's our question for you. What has revolutionised media in recent years? Let's watch.
Hello! Today I'm in Bradford. Bradford is full of grand Victorian buildings because in the 19th century it was a very rich town, the centre of the world's wool trade. This stuff. This building here is the Wool Exchange, where traders bought and sold wool. But today it's a bookshop. But Bradford isn't the wool capital of the world anymore. The city has reinvented itself in all sorts of exciting ways. One of its most important attractions is here, the National Media Museum. It has lots of interactive galleries focusing on photography, television, animation, video gaming, the internet, and the scientific principles behind light and colour. Let's take a look. I love this room. You can play all the classic games on their original machines, including Space Invaders. I'm here with Harry, Grace and Izzy. Guys, are you enjoying the museum today?
Yes.
Brilliant. Now, starting with Harry, what's the best thing you've seen or done here today?
I love the games room because I can play Space Invaders like my dad used to do when he was younger.
I like the bit through there where you can pretend to be a newsreader because it gives you the experience of being on TV.
Wow, so you can play at being a real presenter?
Yeah, and you can do weather presenting as well.
Fantastic. Izzy?
I like the magic room because it was really interactive and not boring like reading.
Fantastic, thanks guys. Enjoy your day.
Thank you.
We will.
I'm here with Colin, who works in the museum. Colin, what would you say are the most important recent innovations in media?
Well, I've worked at the museum now for 25 years, and in that time I've seen the media, that's photography, film and television, totally transformed. The way we take and share still and moving images has been revolutionised, and the reason for that is the introduction of digital technology.
This little TV studio is great fun. It shows how a technique called chroma keying works. We can film me here in front of this blue background and then digitally replace the blue with whatever scene we like. So it seems as though I'm somewhere completely different. I think I'd like to be, back in the time of the dinosaurs. Oh, look! Oh, it's a bit scary. I think I'll get out of here. And now back to the real world. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. And we've come to the end of our tour around Scotland and the north of England. I hope you've enjoyed it. Bye.
What an interesting museum. My favourite gallery would also be the games room. I was great at Space Invaders as a kid.
I like the newsroom. You can pretend to read the news like a real TV presenter.
Annabelle, you are a real TV presenter.
Oh, yes, I guess I am. Well, let's take another look at our question. What has revolutionised media in recent years?
Well, I've worked at the museum now for 25 years, and in that time I've seen the media, that's photography, film and television, totally transformed. The way we take and share still and moving images has been revolutionised, and the reason for that is the introduction of digital technology.
So the answer is that digital technology has revolutionised still and moving images.
It certainly has. Well, that's the end of our programme and the end of this module.
But do join us for our revision programme, where we'll look back over the past 10 units of Modulate.
We hope you enjoyed the tour around Scotland and the north of England. Until next time, see you.
Bye-bye for now.